self-care, self-image, self-growth, beauty, business, and books. Check out the free stuff in the description. I'm Gia G Dixon. Subscribe. New videos every Sunday, Wednesday, and Saturday. Here's how to have a successful Poshmark store. I made $2,000 just selling things casually, and not all of them are over like $50. I have like 0 items that are over $50 right now that I know of that are available and listed. Just as a heads up, my store is everything $15 and under. And if you make an offer, feel free to do so because I will most likely accept it, because I am just trying to get rid of as much stuff as possible right now. I am constantly bombarded with clothes. I'm just trying to get rid of stuff. Give me a follow, check out my store, it's linked below. And also, if you like an item on my store and it's not your size, it's not your measurements, and you just happen to like my style, I will have a link of that same item or a bunch of similar items so that you can get it in your size. But it's just as a heads up, mine is already used very lightly or used once because I go to a lot of events here in Los Angeles. I go to a lot of like dinners and parties, so I have a lot of statement pieces and a lot of dresses. If you see anything in my store that's not your size, just click the item anyway and you'll find either that or something very similar. So I will be posting on my LTK a bit more consistently now, so I have a lot of feminine outfit inspo. Give my LTK a follow here, also linked below. I will also post much more weekly outfit ideas and new arrivals to my store also on my YouTube, and I have a ton of feminine looks in general. First things first, to know of how to have a successful Poshmark store. My store was on for 6 years. I kind of like went in hiatus and just stopped going on Poshmark because I ended up selling too much stuff. I realized I don't have a lot of clothes to wear anymore. Then I started going shopping again because I used it to kind of help me fuel my shopping addiction. It's not I was trying to make money, it's just I was justifying having so much stuff. That is not good. First off is have really good quality photos. You can just use your iPhone or whatever you have, but just make sure that it's not grainy. You don't have to show your face. Also try on the clothes so that people can see what it looks like. They can get a real idea of what the item can look like. My stuff sells a lot because people just like the way it looks when they see it, and they can easily envision it and imagine how they can be styled, how the item can be styled when they go out, when they're trying to dress it. You can style it, you can dress it up. Just make sure that the photos are of you in the actual item so that they can see it and not just like laid down, because it's hard to see things when you do a flat lay. It's better if it's actually on you. Number 2, put your measurements and height in the product description. I know some people who go as far as doing the measurements of the actual item and have like a piece of measuring tape within the photo and show how short it is, how wide it is, to give a little reference. So number 3, be honest about damage. So if there is a stitch sticking out, if there is a smudge or a permanent stain that just won't come out, let people know, take a picture of it, have them be aware of it. Next thing is to just be honest about pricing. I know a lot of people on Poshmark who are trying to gouge people. I do not understand that, because it's like, you've had this item for years. I don't care if your home is not smoking. Apparel is actually the industry that makes the least money, which is why editorial makes no money and they do it a lot for the prestige and the name of the brand. But with clothing, especially commercial clothing, no matter the brand name, the production process is very, very similar no matter what. And unless it's bespoke, unless it's custom, that's a different story. Then you can highlight that. But if it's just like a branded thing, you're like, I paid $2,000 for this purse, now I'm reselling it for $2,000. It's like, that doesn't make any sense. First off, 50% off should be knocked off minimum because it's used, and the time that it's off the rack, that trend has been gone. Yes, it will come back, it'll come back into circulation, but remember that it's used and it's been washed and it's been damaged. Washing equals damage to me, especially a lot of people don't know how to wash their clothing or take care of their garments in general, and they'll become faded, and they don't read the how to wash things. People are gouging people on Poshmark, and they'll make offers that are just like insulting. I'm not like offended if someone is trying to negotiate down and trying to get a good price, but when someone is posting an item for an unrealistic price, considering the damage, considering like they say, oh, I spent a lot of money because it's this brand, it's like, that's your problem. You're the one who spent an inordinate amount of money, and you're trying to get other people to do it too just because it's a brand name. Like Free People, they're like, it's Free People. I'm like, I don't care if it's Free People. I saw the same item. I know how wholesale works, so I see a lot of their items in wholesale all the time. time here in Los Angeles, and it's like $15 for the exact same thing, and that's even a markup on the value itself. So because I had my own e-commerce store, I would see a lot of things that other brands would resell for a lot of the price, and it would literally be double, sometimes triple, just to make a profit. The next thing is to post during Poshmark parties. When there's a party, when it says like, oh, there's a shoe party going on, or there's a evening gown party going on, post all the stuff that you can so that people can obviously see your item, and it's just another sort of marketing to get even more eyes that aren't your followers. So say you're just starting out, you don't have like a lot of followers, what you do is you go to the party, share that stuff, and then within that party share other people's stuff too, so that they can kind of get some recognition of who you are. They might visit your store, and if you guys have similar style, just be aware that a lot of people might be interested in your style too, so just share them anyway. The next thing is to share like your followers or whoever's in your feed that you are following, share their stuff to the party. Also share their stuff to your personal feed. Just share other people's stuff no matter what, because everybody's trying to just make a sale, everybody's trying to get rid of their stuff. Some people are moving, some people are, you never know the situation, so just share. And as long as it's like within your style, people expect it from you. If you have a recognizable style of branding in your clothes, like if you have a lot of Converse sneakers and wear shorts all the time and you're very casual, share other things to your followers, because your followers follow you for a reason. They think your stuff is cute and they want to find more similar items to those. Another thing is to answer people's questions as best you can. When you're trying to make a sale and someone comments on a product and asks a question, be sure to answer their question as best you can for the information that you do know. Be honest. When they're asking questions, they're obviously interested in the product, so you might make a sale. The next thing is to ship out as fast as possible. Sometimes I will make a shipment at night and then the post office isn't open, but I will wrap the product as quickly as possible. Will be ready out the door by the next morning right away. I either go to the post office or I know exactly the time that the mail person is coming and I will give them the item, because when you put it in their hand, it's usually the fastest when you either drop it in the post office or just give it straight to their hand, but don't put it on your box and wait around. This is just totally optional. These next things are optional. So write a quick thank you note. So I have very cheap stationery that I bought on Amazon that it's linked below, that you can get. So it's just like a couple dollars for some beautiful stationery that comes in a set that it looks really, really like well thought out. And you write a note. It doesn't have to be freaking Shakespeare. You can just write, thank you so much for checking out my store. I have new items coming out every blah blah blah. I would love if you came back. Sincerely, Gia. Thanks so much for helping me clean my house and get rid of this item. I really appreciate it. Your friend Gia. Write a quick note and it's like a little thought out. Or you can even market whatever you're trying to market. Just like follow me on Instagram. I'd love to connect with you personally. I love style. I love clothes. I notice you're a fashion person. I see your store. Next thing is to throw in gifts. This is also optional. I have so much stuff and I'm constantly trying to get rid of stuff, whether it's beauty products that I've barely tried. If it's like a lipstick, I will cut off with a butter knife like the top that I use. Clothes that I know that won't sell on Poshmark, or like I know I won't really make money on it. It would just be, I would lose money by taking my time to send it out on its own. If it was sold by itself, say like I have an item that's basically worth $2 to me, I wouldn't take the time to drive out to gas, because gas is literally $5 right now here in Los Angeles. It loses money, so it's like, why would I sell that? So just I will just add it into another order totally for free. Sometimes I will add up to 5 things or even more. Like I've gotten rid of basically a whole wardrobe a couple times, but as long as it fit in the box, whatever I could fit in the box, I would just stuff it. And I used to like wrap it really nicely when I had a ton of wrapping paper. Now I'm trying not to pollute as much. So much things I need to get rid of, and I don't like having clutter and so much stuff. It just weighs on my mind. Last final thing. So first off, follow my Poshmark store, because I love I love helping people sell their stuff. I love sharing to my audience of almost 20,000 people follow me on Poshmark. There are certain days I dedicate in my week where I just set a timer for every single hour and just go through and share a lot of people's stuff, where Poshmark thinks that I'm a robot sometimes and I'll get in trouble. They'll think I'm a bot. Also, there are certain times of day, certain days of the week that Poshmark is usually really hot and like a lot of people are active. Usually it's in the evenings and on payday and on the weekends. So like depending on the weekends sometimes, but in the like a Saturday morning, I noticed I made like 20 sales and I was like, what's going on? But so paydays are the day that Friday on the weekend, people are very secure about spending their money. And also just in the evenings, people are browsing a lot, just like on their social media. Follow my Poshmark store. I'm more than happy to share your stuff and just connect with you personally and check out your store, because I'm on there a lot searching for very specific items. So be as specific as possible. That's another thing. Be as specific as possible when you type in the headline or the SEO, the description of the item that you have, because if I have an item that has more than one name, like it's a tank top, but it's a corset, but it's a cami top, but it's like a bustier. So like I will type in all the names in the headline so that if people are searching for something, they will find my product. So sometimes I'll search for something, but I end up having to use multiple keywords or different keywords every time I search because I'm looking for one specific product. And the final thing is comment in the comments what your Poshmark store is so you can share as much as possible. Everyone can see on this video and I can connect with you personally. Also give an idea of what it is that you're selling on the store. Just say like, I'm trying to get rid of stuff, I'm about to move, my baby doesn't fit this size anymore and I'm not having any more kids, or I have feminine style, or I have gothic style. Whatever it is, put it in the comments below, put your username. If there's any questions, leave them also in the comments. Give this a like so more people can find this and help them make more money, clear their closets out. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you later.